This video has some tips for single crochet Intarsia. You'll be crocheting with a graph that you want to make sure you mark off as you complete rows in the direction that you're completing the row, since you'll work back and forth on the front and back of the project. So for this row, it's mimicking the row before, so it's easy. We can watch and just crochet the same colors in the stitches before. So you start out with typical single crochet. When you need to do a color change on the front side of the project, it's pretty simple. You can see that the previous color is hanging back beneath. So when you get to your last stitch of the color, you don't pull through in the same yarn, but you pull through in the new color. And then you continue working in that color. The first stitch will be a little tricky, a little bit tight because of the way the yarn is pulled across the back, but then you just continue on as normal. When you get to the end of your yarn, you want to add in a new bobbin. So you can continue working similar to how you've been, and then stop when you're partway through a stitch. So similar to switching colors, you switch a new strand of yarn of the same color in halfway through the stitch. And then to secure that new color, you just pull it tight and then crochet over your ends for a couple of stitches so that it hides it into the project and then also secures the ends of the yarn. Okay, you'll see that color change again here when we switch back to the green. In the last stitch of gold, don't pull through the last loop in gold, but switch over to green. So you can pull through that last loop in green and then continue with your new color. Whenever you're working a project that has multiple colors, where you're switching back and forth between different colors of yarn, it can be helpful to use bobbins, because they allow you to work with smaller amounts of yarn at a time and prevent your ends from getting quite as tangled, as they more easily move with your project when you're flipping back and forth. When you get to the ends of the bobbins, they can be a little bit difficult as they don't unravel as nicely. They can get in your way, but I have found that that is well worth, that little bit of inconvenience is well worth it. Okay, when we're on to the next row now, we're going to be working on the back side. So you can see we've been working in the direction from right to left. So now when we have to work from left to right, we will be on the back side. For the beginning stitches in the same color, it is the same as on the front side. The only difference on the back side is when you get to changing colors, because you want your tails to stay on the back side of the work, which is now the side facing you. To bring your tail back to the side of the work facing you, you can do a couple different ways, but this way I have found helps to hide the color the best. So you take your hook out of the loop and then move your tail over and go back through the loop so that the tail can come between the two loops on your hook, back to the back of the project, and then you can pull through in your new color. Then you continue working as before, just making sure that when you switch colors from the back, they are on the back of the work.